Live from Television Hill, this is WJZ News at 11.
The sound of shovels scraping the sidewalk is the theme song for this Sunday. Hello again, I'm Max McGee. A winter storm is leaving snow across the area, you know that, and crews are spending day and night getting salt out on the roads. The snow came down heavy at times, accumulating very fast. Mobile 13 is live checking the roads out for you. The main roads in Baltimore County are starting to clear, but this is a live look at High Falcon Road in Reisterstown. That's just nearby, Maryland 140. You can see this back road is still messy. Meteorologist Chelsea Ingram, round two.
Yeah, that's right. We do have more snow that's going to be heading our way. We just have to wait until tomorrow afternoon for it to arrive. In the meantime, notice some dry air is starting to work its way in here across Maryland, and that's as expected. We do have some lingering flurries around for areas west of Baltimore, and we're starting to get in on some patchy freezing rain. That is going to be an issue as we head into the overnight hours. Our weather watchers have provided us with some snowfall totals. A lot of folks like Dave in Pasadena right around 3. Same amount for Stephen in Westminster. Over 5 inches, almost 6 for Donald and Millington. That's a winner there. 3 in Abingdon. Some areas just slightly lower than what we anticipated for the day today, but it ain't over yet. We have winter weather alerts that remain in effect. Winter storm warnings for areas north and west, and advisories for areas Baltimore on south. So here's how things look in our future cast heading toward tomorrow morning. We will have some areas of freezing drizzle and freezing rain, but 2 more days to go. Periods of mixing through early Monday, an additional accumulation of 2 to 5 inches with locally higher amounts possible. And that's going to be all the way through Tuesday before the storm exits. We'll track it all coming up in the full forecast. But for now, WJZ is live with Rachel Carden. She's out in Harford County and Fallston tonight to give us a look at the conditions there. Hey, Rachel.
Hey, Chelsea. Yeah, so earlier we had some nice big flakes. We had a little bit of a flurrying after that. You can see a little bit still coming down, but I would say this is the lightest it's been in the past few hours or so. Plows have been coming through this area. We're right near Hess Road and 152, so a side road and a main road. You can see the difference. There is some snow kind of clumped up behind us because of where the plows have been coming through, kind of pushing that snow to the side and also spreading the salt. Now, this is up here in the county, but we do want to check in with Rachel Menatoff, who is down in Federal Hill. She's got more on the conditions in the city and in Baltimore County, telling us more about what they're seeing there and what they can expect. Rachel?
Thanks, Rachel. Well, here in the city, Mayor Brandon Scott says this will be a 48-hour winter weather event, which will bring with it a mixture of precipitation and freezing roads.
I'm pretty excited. I'm happy to see it because it hasn't been here in a long time.
It's a snow day that's been years in the making. Some of you chose to take a spin on a sled or a snowboard. Others got to work before the snow piled up.
We're getting out a little bit ahead.
This is Nick and Evan Kaliakoutis from Baltimore County.
Trying to get the sidewalks cleaned up, throw some mag on them, and then also throw some salt on the parking lots.
Crews in the county have been preparing since 4 a.m. Sunday.
Making everything slip-proof.
With nearly 500 pieces of equipment, it got a good layer of salt on the roads early on.
They're really working hard, and they're working largely without stop.
The goal is to avoid too much accumulation and, of course, any kind of icy freeze. Baltimore city officials say they're ready to welcome at least 6 inches of snow, if not more. It has 15,000 tons of salt at its disposal.
Primary and secondary roads are now being addressed simultaneously to assure that streets are treated before major accumulations occur.
It's also opened several shelters, using hotels and rec centers to host anyone in need with COVID precautions in place. Winter essentials flying off the shelves at this Canton Ace hardware store.
We are completely out of shovels. We are completely out of toboggans and sleds.
And as the sun goes down, another round of snow falls, something that many people say they've been patiently waiting for.
We've been in the city for about 4 years. We haven't had snow yet while I've been here, so we've been talking about it for a few years, and it's finally here.
And as the temperatures are now dropping, the mayor says he expects the snow to change over into freezing rain and sleet. He's asking people to stay off the roads if you can so that the plows can do their jobs. I now want to send it back to Rachel Carden in Harford County. Rachel, what do the roads look like where you are?
Well, Rachel, you mentioned plows. Now, the only vehicles I've seen out here in the past 30 minutes have been 4 plow trucks and 1 SUV. So that tells you just how desolate the roads are. People taking the advice of state and local officials and staying home. Now, we traveled from Street, Maryland, which is significantly further north, down here to Fallston, and it was blinding snow, very nerve-wracking conditions. So, of course, you have to be extra careful. What should have taken about 20 minutes took closer to an hour. So, again, officials are urging you, stay home.
Plows taking to the streets in Harford County, but conditions remain treacherous.
So around here up in 543 Delta area, it's pretty bad. I slid a little bit.
County Executive Barry Glassman says road crews began pre-treating early in the weekend, but now that the snow is coming down, you need to do your part to help them clear main roads and side streets.
Some of our residential areas, make sure you park on the even numbered side of the street so our snowplows have room to get through.
Towns and cities in the county will likely see a variety of elements. Michelle Matura moved north from Bel Air to Street and is noticing the difference.
I don't think the roads are maintained as well out here. It doesn't seem to be. Whereas Bel Air, everything seems to be cleared pretty easily, even the neighborhoods.
Across the state, roads are being monitored.
We have sensors in our roadways that tell us at our operations center about what the roads are doing, if they're freezing, if they're wet, if it's snow. So we always know what the road needs before we get out there.
Harrison Finnegan says he increases his following distance and is extra cautious at intersections.
Maintain the slow speed and make sure you brake ahead of time.
Both county and state officials are encouraging you to stay home.
And again, inches of snow. I can't tell you how many right now, but coming up later on in this show, we'll get out a measuring stick and give you an idea of the accumulation we're seeing here in Fallston. Now back to County Executive Barry Glassman. He said there's 150 personnel, 175 pieces of equipment for 1,000 miles of road. So you can imagine how busy these guys are. There goes one right now. So very active out here, but really just for the snow plows and the crews. You're urged to stay off the road and especially away from those plows. Max?
All right, Rachel, thank you. Stay safe out there. Winter storms can lead to power outages, and right now, there are only a handful in the area, but BGE says it's responding and watching for any reports. Make sure to charge your cell phones and keep a flashlight nearby just in case. And crashes are being reported across the state. This one in Montgomery County. A tractor trailer crashed on the 495 Beltway between Rockville Pike and Connecticut Avenue this afternoon. The wreck caused fuel to spill in all the lanes with debris on the shoulder. The driver had minor injuries, but should be okay. Leaders suggest you stay off the roads instead. You can play in the backyard, build a snowman, or go sledding. Even watch WJZ. Just post your pictures or to Twitter, Instagram. Use the hashtag #BeyondWJZ. We'll share some pictures later on in the newscast. And of course, WJZ is your winter weather connection with the most experienced weather team in town. Download the WJZ app for the updated forecast and information anytime. New information tonight. Police charge a man with the murder of an MTA driver and are looking for a second suspect. Police say Ernest Ford shot and killed a mobility van driver Friday night on Moravia Road. Detectives are still looking for a second suspect they've identified as Marquise Poteet. Baltimore police need your help identifying a burglary suspect in a photo we're about to show you. Take a good look at your screen. This man is being named a suspect for a January 25th burglary at Happy Time Seafood on Wilkins Avenue. If you know anything about this, call Baltimore Police or Metro Crime Stoppers. Now to our coronavirus coverage. 1,700 more people testing positive this weekend. Hospitalizations go down by 89. The statewide positivity rate drops as well. Is well under 6%. Now, youth sports is allowed to resume starting tomorrow in Baltimore County, but with restrictions for outdoor sports. Attendance is limited to players, referees, coaches, and one parent per player. Face coverings are required for everyone who's not playing and strongly recommended for those in play. The same rules apply for indoor sports. Plus, max indoor capacity is capped at 50%. Also starting tomorrow, bars and restaurants across the state will be allowed to stay open past 10 p.m. Governor Hogan made the announcement last week. He also says he's pouring an additional $30 million into the state's relief program for bars and restaurants. That's in addition to the $50 million he announced back in October. Appointments for the coronavirus vaccine are being canceled across the area because of the bad weather. If you plan to get your vaccine tomorrow at the University of Maryland Medical Center downtown or on the Midtown campus in Baltimore, your appointment's canceled. Representatives will reach out to you to reschedule if they haven't already. Baltimore County and Anne Arundel County are also rescheduling. So far, 535,000 doses of the vaccine have been given. 268,000 people have received both doses. Of course, WJZ is breaking down vaccine information for you county by county. Download our app to find out how and when you can sign up for the COVID-19 vaccine in your area. For the first time in almost 2 months, less than 100,000 Americans are hospitalized for COVID-19, but January has proven to be the deadliest month in America's COVID crisis. More than 94,000 this month have died. Lilia Luciano reporting on the vaccination efforts for WJZ.
Southern California's massive vaccine efforts picked up speed today as lines of people crowded super sites. Shortages, second shot anxiety, and even a protest at Dodger Stadium staged by anti-vaxxers that temporarily stopped shots have left many frustrated. Just 6.8% of all Californians have received a dose.
It's terrible. It's rough. It's exhausting on all of us because I'd like to have 1 million doses in our freezer.
LA County has the highest death toll of any county in the U.S. COVID deaths here among Latinos have increased 1,000% since November. Still, nationally, they are less likely to get vaccinated.
There's education, there's communication, and there is a language barrier.
The push is on to reach those communities of color.
They're like, someone who looks like me and understands me can help me.
An Associated Press study of 17 states and 2 cities found that Black Americans are also vaccinated at far lower rates than white Americans.
I am excited that I got my first one.
The need to protect vulnerable populations even more urgent now, with 3 new variants detected in more than 30 states. Former FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb telling Face the Nation there's new fears of regional epidemics.
Now, the risk is to the fall when, these new variants are going to want to surge.
This week, Johnson & Johnson is set to ask the FDA for emergency authorization for its new single-shot vaccine. Until then, Americans can't roll up their sleeves fast enough.
We were anxious to hurry up and get the shot.
California's COVID vaccination rate still lags behind other states, but today's numbers also show that both cases and hospitalizations are coming down. And this new federal mask mandate for public transit can only help. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Okay, we have the most experienced weather team in town, but you may notice one person missing this weekend. That's right, meteorologist Meg McNamara got married. She got McNamara. She posted a photo of her and her new husband from Sagamore Pendry in Fells Point. Locked him down at last, she wrote. Head on over to her social media page and congratulate her. Good for her. We love her. Still to come on WJZ News, a team of firefighters are in the hospital after their truck overturns. We'll have the latest on their conditions. Plus, a D.C. tradition on hold. We'll tell you why you won't see any sledders at the nation's capital.
And I'm meteorologist Chelsea Ingram, tracking some freezing rain and drizzle tonight. Then round 2 of snow arrives tomorrow. I'll let you know when in the full forecast. But for now, taking a live look outside. Mobile 13 is live on Reisterstown Road. We'll have a look at the full forecast coming up.